Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Poseidcast. Join with me today. I have the one and only Precision Peter, Elden Ring content creator. No, I'm just kidding. Extraordinaire.
Used to be.
Used to be. How's it going, Peter? How you doing on this fine day?
I'm doing good. Work today, got home, kicked your ass on MK.
Usual stuff. Okay. 160 MS games I have to run after playing for 3 hours.
Yeah, it's always a very serious.
It's always okay. Whatever. Okay, you got me today. But yeah, man. So glad to have you on. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. So what essentially got you into fighting games? Because I know you've been playing. What was the first fighting game that you played, and what kind of got you into the competitive community or aspect of it? Even though you don't really compete, but I digress. You do kind of.
Yeah. Sometimes I enter tournaments. I do sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like my first fighting game was MK9.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually like a Hungarian streamer I used to watch that used to run some MK9, and then I just kind of liked the game, and once it was on sale, I just bought it. I just played around with this guy with the really cool hair that was flowing in the wind. Smoke. Yeah. That's my favorite character. And I guess MK9 was my first game, but like it's not like I competed.
Yeah, true.
Like I feel like I picked up the game around the time MKX came out actually. Mm-hmm. And then just slowly I switched over to MKX.
Okay, so you're on MKX when MKX was like the newest NRS game?
Yeah, okay. Exactly. But I wasn't really familiar with like the competitive scene or the FGC at all. Mm-hmm. Like I just played the game for fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean I basically been playing every NRS game. Like I didn't get Injustice 2 till later. I don't think I ever owned Injustice. But all the other MK games I did own in some capacity. MKX I bought it. But it was down a time when I was in college. I was really busy, so like right into it. But I didn't get into competitive until like MK11. So yeah. MK9 was your first like introduction to the competitive scene. Because I know you play other fighting games. Like I've seen you play a lot of Street Fighter 6 as well, and Street Fighter 5 even. You know?
Yeah, I dabbled in Street Fighter 5 too.
So yeah, you're not giving me much to work with, Peter.
I guess like I became familiar with like the FGC and the competitive scene during MK11.
Okay.
Like,
how did you meet? I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say that I got the game around when I think it was Combo Breaker. Mm-hmm. I think it was like the first major in MK11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the first major.
That's when I got the game.
Okay.
Like I just watched the stream on the NetherRealm channel on Twitch, and I was like, this game looks cool. I like MK, so I should probably get this game.
Yeah, because I would always get the game like when it came out, like brand new, like every time, just like clockwork. Like there's a bunch of people, like, new MK game, they'll get it, and they play it a little bit, and then it kind of goes in the background, and they play it from time to time. That's kind of how I used to be with MK games. But now, like I said, I get it, and I just I played it a bunch. So I'm pretty sure my introduction to you was through Burrito Bandit.
Yeah, I think so.
How did you guys meet?
Well, Bandit was a moderator. I mean, he's still a moderator, I think, for GUR, and he used to stream a lot during MK11. And I guess we were just always chatting it up. And then one time he mentioned that he's gonna stream too. He's streaming, he's big into Yakuza games, so he's gonna stream those. And I was like, gonna show up. Why not? To hang out, and then that's basically where it began.
Word. And that's an introduction to Peter, and now he's always hanging out on my stream, going to his stream, we play games and stuff, play MK pretty consistent now. It's like a couple times a week at this point. Has that made you play MK more? Because I know have you been playing MK more recently, because we've had like an opportunity to play?
Well, I guess that's part of it. I always like playing with friends. It's a lot more fun than just hanging out on KL.
For sure.
And like I just enjoy the game more. Like when it came out, I was hyped because it was new, and then I just kind of stopped playing it consistently because I didn't feel like the game was too good.
That's fair.
But then patches came out, they fixed the game, they made it more fun. Street Fighter became less fun, so I spent more time on this game.
Yeah, so that's something that I'm interested in, because I see everything kind of through the MK perspective, because in part of the FGC, that's like the one community that I'm really like a part of. I can kind of see glimpses, and I go to tournaments, and I'm friends with other people, but like, you know, sometimes you have like a scope, like a pulse on the community. I feel like you, in a way, have a pulse on both the Street Fighter community and the MK community. So when it comes to things like balancing or anything like that, characters being OP or whatever, do you think it's more like egregious on the MK side of things or the Street Fighter side of things?
I feel like it's more egregious for MK because we usually have problems with characters. Meanwhile, in Street Fighter, like the system mechanics just dominate the game so much that a single character is never really a problem. It's just more like the mechanics of the game.
Oh, okay. But then everyone has it, right? So that kind of evens out the, like you said, like the balancing.
Yeah, exactly. Like we have some problematic characters, but like it's like they just have slightly better versions of already existing moves, and that's the problem. Like it's just DLC power creep, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I talk about like So what about you know, in part of the FGC, there's always this idea that there's like toxicity within the community. And like maybe it's probably just certain people, and some people, you know, especially on like social media and these websites that aren't real places, especially when you're behind a keyboard and you don't even have your face up there. Nobody, like when you have an anonymity, people kind of can go crazy. Do you feel like that's just something that happens online, or do you think that it's something that happens more in like the MK community or the Street Fighter community, or is it just the way the world works? Because like I said, I only have the MK perspective.
Yeah, like people are just toxic in general online because, you know, I'm not there in front of them. I can just punch them in the face if I disagree.
But like
they can just say whatever they want.
No,
and like I feel like it being an MK fan, like we just get hate for no reason because people hate our games.
Yeah, exactly. For like it's like not even like, oh, they don't like it. It's like they hate it, and it's interesting, right? Like I that's why I ask these questions, because I don't know if it's just my lack of perspective within other communities because I'm not incredibly involved. I like the FGC. I've helped run FGC tournaments. I go to FGC tournaments, but I'm there for MK or Smash, and which are both very, in a way, separated from the FGC. I mean, MK not so much, but Smash, like people don't consider a fighting game. You know, like it. You know, it's not when you think of a fighting game, that's something that people may not even like mention, or they may like. You know what I mean? So like I don't have a ton of perspective over the entire FGC, so that's why I was asking these questions, because there is. Do you think there? So you've been playing Havoc recently. Got buffed from basically a lot of people on the list had a bottom 1, and now he's solidly in pretty much everyone's top 5. How have you enjoyed that? Because I know it can be kind of a little bittersweet, because it's like, awesome, my character is really good, but now it's like, okay, it's too broken, and now I feel like it's just like it kind of took away some of like the skill of it in a way. If that makes sense.
Well, I feel like they didn't really change much about Havoc that he already had. Like he just got new moves that made him better. Like he got the new low launcher, which is also a mix-up tool. And then they also gave him the EX neck snap, which is I feel like it's a problematic move.
And the lows and armor move too, right? As armor.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like they actually gave him an armored reversal. That's not really gimmicky and weird.
Right? It's like it's best ender now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always ends in a safe jump for him. It's pretty good. It's really good.
It's just like, oh, he only gave him a couple new moves, and it's like, oh, it's just a low launcher that gives him mix-up, safe jumps, best ender, armor.
But that's the thing. That's why I don't think they. I don't think they took away the skill to use the character.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
All his tools are exactly the same. Like nothing got changed from season 1. He really just got new moves, other than like his old armor reversal. That's also a launcher. Like it's just faster now.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much
that
it.
better, and they gave him the kick on the jump, and the EX next.
All right, the dive kick.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems to be pretty strong right now, which is like a crazy jump, because usually it's like people that kind of creep up the tier list, or it's like over time, like maybe stuff is discovered, but it was like literally like by the first day, everyone's like, yeah, this character is like broken now.
Yeah,
I know, which is cool. So, do you over like the rest of like the current? How do you feel like the meta currently is right now within competitive MK, and I would say Street Fighter as well? If you can give us a dive into both of those.
Sure. On MK, I feel like it's just like Homelander is clearly the best in the game. I would even say that he's in his own tier, and then everyone else is just below.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, 'cause,
he's just pretty much he's just playing MKX basically. Like he's just going in from full screen, mixing you up, and then you just have to gas. That's it.
And he's like safe all the time, or like plus. It's like he has mix-ups, and he's plus on the mix-ups. So it's like
and then like he has the 404, which just goes like fucking full screen. It's a low. He can hit confirm. It's crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff.
Command grab, he just comes at you, and it launches.
and then here comes Farah. Now you're gonna go on.
No, it's actually really funny. Okay, so who do you think is like second, third, fourth? Like kind of, you said Homelander's in Scared of his own.
I need to pull up the roster because I actually just forget.
Okay, that's fair. You don't have like the top 5 like in your head. I feel like everyone's like, who's top 5? Everyone kind of has a top 5 like ready to go, which I really don't.
I have to think about it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I feel like the game is pretty balanced.
It is. I was just like kind of having that. I almost had like epiphany. Like obviously, I've always thought the game was really balanced, but I really do think like when people say, "Oh, there's 20 characters in top 7," I think that's a really bad way of saying that. Basically, there's characters that are probably perceived to be low tiers, maybe even bottom 5, that could over time, if the meta stayed the same, like be discovered to actually be broken. Like I feel like every character has stuff that works, that's broken. That's like even like Sub-Zero is considered like the worst character in the game, or one of, and like he has Ice Clone. Like that shit is like, I know you can armor through it and stuff, but like everything has answers. There's not an answerless thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes the answers make a read, but you know everything has an answer. Unless it's like Cyber totally into armor or something like that. You know, there's some like unblockable chip situations or stuff that, you know, it's pretty fucked up. But that's cool. That's cool stuff. I think that's cool. Got some crazy setup.
Yeah, like this is a crazy fighting game, and everyone has crazy stuff.
Yeah, so. Which is and like you can play like like if you play a low tier character with like a high tier cameo, and there's a lot of good cameos. They've been buffing the cameos. Like every character has sauce. Like Darius has got a lot of buffs. Frost is still cool. I think still needs to be discovered more. I think that wall is really broken. I'm enjoying playing that. I think that's
the wall is pretty good.
It's like
all right.
They just need to make either the orb faster, or they pretty much just make the orb faster. Because the only thing they could do other than that is just make all the characters' moves more plus. Because it's like you do a really plus enter into the orb, and it's like the other person just comes up and punishes you. And it's like, and even the frost goes away. Because at least it's not like it comes out and like hits them and it's a trade. It's like she's like, it's like she comes up wicked slow. Oh, I got hit. Oh, it didn't come out. Sorry, I didn't have enough time. Didn't have time to make that fucking tiny fucking orb of ice. You can make avalanches happen at the speed of light, but the orb fucking takes way too long. I'm sorry.
I got the roster pulled up. Now I can actually give you my top 5 or like my.
I had to get what's the top 5. I need it now. Took too long. Come on.
Let's see. Like I'm seeing a Scorpion. Scorpion is definitely in that.
Top 5. Where? Second, third,
top 5,
4th, 5th, 8th.
I'm not gonna rank them.
There's not 15. There's not 15 characters in top 5.
No, I'm gonna give you 4.
Oh, 5. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't believe in that there are 20 characters in top 7.
There's 20 characters in top 7.
I'm not a certain fox.
Top 5 and 10. Not a certain fox.
All right, let's see. So I think Scorpion is definitely in there.
Okay.
I would say Havoc is in there.
Havoc's in there, yeah. I mean, like if you play Havoc, you know, because like you said, like you started playing MK with Smoke in MK9, and it was good that you stayed loyal to Smoke throughout all these games. You know what I mean? Like he's in this game, and you know. I'm just kidding.
The thing is,
you changed characters almost immediately. You changed to Havoc, who's like, for a time, a lot of time was worse.
Yeah, like I grinded out Smoke for like Vianality, and then just like early on, and then I just really don't gel with his playstyle.
Yeah,
like he plays nothing like his MK9 version, and like And not even that, like he's just the worst character in the game, and then he pops invisibility, and then he just mixes you, and that's it.
It's like he's broken. He's so good. He's so strong. It's like his gaps are still there. They're just invisible.
Yeah, like his game plan is just so ugly. Like
it's like very like high commitment, slow options that like he does have mix-ups, but it's like and that stuff isn't that good. And it's like it's about going invisible and then getting the hit and then hitting for like 40. Because you can't because of the cancel, but the cancels are like very minus. You can't even Gambit to be a plus or anything. But I digress. Smoke is in top 5 is what I'm saying.
But all right, so my top 5 would be Homelander, Scorpion, Havoc, those 3 for sure. Mm-hmm. And then let's see,
Kenshi.
2 more characters that are incredibly egregious.
Kenshi.
I'm looking at it.
Kenshi, Cyrax, maybe.
I'm thinking about Kenshi and Sindel.
Kenshi and Sindel. That's right. Sindel is crazy. Like, dude, Sindel Tremor is just like they have hard to blockables. They have like hard to blockables, but it's like 4 times. It's like
yeah, exactly. Like Sindel go for the float. She calls low tremor, and that's like 7 hard to blockable mix-up.
Yeah, it's like boom, 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 boom. Think, what? You just gotta know the rhythm. You just gotta know the timing. See, at one point, I want to play a fighting game. I don't want to play it. Whatever that is, because it's not a fighting game. That's like it's like checkmate. Like it's like the queen is already in your space. It's like it's wreaking havoc on all your pieces. It's like wait, we didn't even start yet. Like.
Like I feel like Lau was really good with Sindel before Tremor came out, and then we got Tremor, and now he's got all the boss where his ambushes just come back like insanely fast.
Yeah. So you get
that
like,
thing with Sindel is nuts.
Yeah. Like you don't get the zoning capabilities, but she's such a strong zoner already. You don't like need like it's okay to not have the additional stuff, and you can use it as like to block projectiles yourself.
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. Like you can just call out him, and then he blocks projectiles, and you can also do the ambush like crystal armor, and then you can just zone safely as well.
Yeah.
But you know, it's better for mix-ups when you got the armor on.
That's the top 5. We got Homelander, we got Havoc, we got Scorpion, we got Sindel, we got Kenshi, right?
Kenshi, yeah.
I think Kenshi is. Although I understand the flaws, but like every character has flaws as well. Just because a character is like, oh well, there's a gap here. Like if you guess right, you can spend some of your resources on a guess, and if you're wrong, you die. So like, it's like okay, like so I have to make a read, and if I guess wrong, or just hold pressure and hope for the best. I hope I guess right like 5 times in a row. Like, boom, boom.
The way I look at it, it's like you mentioned Cyrax.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned Cyrax, and I'm like, can she just a better Cyrax when I really think about it?
Yeah. I was like, I'm trying to like struggle because they similar game plan is like get the hit. Supposedly it's hard. Supposedly it's way too difficult to get a hit when one of them has a crazy disjoint, a move that goes through fucking projectiles. The other has again a grab that can combo extend with the cameo into the vortex. But it's really hard to get the opening. It's very difficult. These characters really struggle. I feel bad.
Yeah, they're very similar. Like they either hit you with a mid or they throw you and they call Mavado or Sub-Zero.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's GJs. And then there's
why I think Kenshi is better is like he can actually like deal damage unlike Cyrax.
Yeah.
Like Cyrax usually puts out like a 30-45% combo.
Yeah.
And then Kenshi just like Kenshi players usually end the combo early because they want more time in the sandwich.
Yeah.
But if they just went for the big combo that was discovered like day -2, they can do like 50% every time.
Yeah.
They just want to go for the mix-up.
Yeah, and what's cool like Cyrax is one of the big mix-ups is getting the grab, but that scales the combo. And so like you can't just like fatal blow rob, you know what I mean? Like with Kenshi, like if you get hit, you get in the Sento and they have like 1 HP and you have like 70, like 1 hit and basically you're dead. Because they can just fatal blow rob and the combos do not scale and he just deals just dumb damage.
Like Kenshi fatal blow combos are nuts.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely crazy. It's like Astro's. So yeah, there's a couple characters that are kind of floating around. People think are like kind of good or not good. I'm gonna ask you some and let me know. Are they like? Where do you think they would fall in like S tier, A tier, top 5,
okay,
10, whatever description? Okay, someone like Ashra.
Ashra definitely top 10.
Top 10, top 10 definitely. I think what's the best cameo? I think Chameleon.
It's probably Chameleon, and then if you're like on a casual level, like where I am at, like even Serena is kind of good.
Serena's really good still. Vado's good. Yeah, like armored launchers. But what's so crazy?
Yeah, throw combos, armored launcher.
Is that like she can play like she can like it feels like always have a hitbox out that like combo extends into like 40. Because she's just throwing out the sword normals and like
crazy.
And then you do like fucking chameleon lift and then like with and like the overhead and the low and the crazy disjoint, and then she just hits so hard in a mid projectile that's plus. It's not like that great, so you can kind of like one thing is you can kind of run from her, but then she gets like one hit and then she goes into dark stance. She gets free dark stance, which is also broken, and then she just cancel. She has a lot of stuff, so like I feel like at the beginning everyone's like this character's broken, and then she hasn't been nerfed really. But she's kind of fallen off the tier list. It was like all her cameos are getting nerfed, which is not true. Chameleon has gotten a few slaps in the wrist. I don't know why Chameleon's faded away. That character is still broken. Like I get you can't do the stupid fan lift stuff, but the character's still like they just made like okay like normal made it like the moves for function like normal cameo moves, but still very very strong. And I think
I agree.
Yeah, and I see a lot of Oscars running it because just like it could be kind of obnoxious to fight against. Like you ever watch like Guy Exceptional play? Like that dude is fucking like there's always a hitbox out. Like watching him play at LCQ, it was just like pew, 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 pew. He's a King Arthur fucking fighting people on the battlefield with a sword. Like it was nuts. Okay, what about Noob?
Noob Saibot. Well, so far my thoughts are that he's just a mid tier. Like he's really solid, but there's nothing crazy about him as far as I know. Like I know everyone's posting like the fatal blow glitch combos.
Yeah,
but,
where
like,
you can do that.
I think those are gonna just get taken out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's gonna stay.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And other than that, like even Cyrex has that right now, and I think that's not gonna stay either.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's you should be able to block. I think Garrus has one too. Or I think with Sector you can do it. Because it's like
I've seen the clip of the
like
Garrus one.
There's one like if you get it on the exact frame, they can't block. So it's
it's weird stuff.
Yeah, the Sector hits and you go into the combo or whatever it is. Which is interesting, for sure. Okay, but I think Noob's pretty strong. I like with the disjointed hitboxes that he has. Like his stagger game is pretty crazy. He gets just like a lot of pushback. He hits really hard. He has like kind of mix. It's probably fuzzyable, I'm assuming, but you know, it's been coming at me as a surprise. So I can't tell if it's just like matchup unfamiliarity with some people or if the character's actually really strong. I feel like he's someone who could sneak into like the top 10 in like a month or so when more stuff gets figured out. I think, especially now Sonic.
It's hard to tell.
Sonic's on him, so he's probably top 10 at this point. Sonic just plays it, discovers all the tech, and then people are like, "Oh my god, this character's broken." Realistically, it's just like he could probably do that with. But
we all know Sonic also tried to prove the world that Devora was good in MK11, and we know how that turned out. Devora, when they went on to win.
Sonic was winning. Yes, Sonic was winning with Devora, but everyone's like, "Nah, that's just Sonic." Like, no.
Yeah, that's just you. That's not Devora.
Yeah, it was like Captain Cold and Injustice 2. It was just like Captain Cold's really good. It's like no, it's just Sonic. All right, he's just really good. He can make reads and.
Cold is nasty. You just have to like use it.
I kind of want to play Cold. I don't know. I kind of want to stick with the Mikey because it's fun, but I don't know. I want to grow up and actually pick a zoner in a game full of zoning.
Nah, play Bane. Be like Bane.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, let's think of another character. Okay, Li Mei.
Li Mei, I feel like I always had a high opinion of her just because she used to destroy Havoc pre-patch. I mean, she still gives you problems, but it's just Havoc is better now. So I'm not really familiar with the matchup in this patch. But I would also say Li Mei is just mid tier.
Mid tier? So you say that?
Yeah, having the ability to punish. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like having the ability to punish everything that's -7 or worse in the game is like really strong.
Yeah, like people could use that a lot against Reptile. Like Reptile is -7 a lot. So like Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Liu Kang was a big nightmare matchup before times when when I was bad, and I would just be like -7, like punish, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know me, I always stay really composed and calm. I never get like too upset. No.
Like, I've been spending a lot of time on Cyrex since she came out, and I didn't run into a Lime yet, but like on paper that matchup should be unwinnable for Cyrex because everything Cyrex does is -7.
Yeah, true.
All her best strings are -7.
Yeah, so because like the thing is, Lime has like no way to really threaten you from mid to like full screen. It's like if you're standing at mid screen or full screen, like what is she gonna do? Like armor, like commit to an armor, or like their projectile's always a high. Like maybe like, and then you could use Lao, and that gives you a little bit of a threat. So, but there's like I feel like most of the cast can kind of just run away from it, man. Like Reptile, like I think Reptile destroys Lime just because that aspect, and they hit just as hard. Like she hits really hard. That's like her like thing. She hits for 50 every touch or whatever. So you have to use like but then you don't get help with neutral, and her neutral's kind of like she has those crazy like with the overhead like special move. Like so she has ways to mix you up, or like the forward 4, or like the low, or like the the really good advancing armor moves. So if you shoot a projectile or something. So like if you make a read, but I just think she's really stubby. Her staggers are pretty good, but she has so many gaps. I don't know.
They made her like her foot is better with the new back 2 launcher.
Yeah,
like you just have to like really hit confirm it, like and just throw it out.
She's really stubby.
Like,
it's just like yeah. Because as long as like unless she's in your face, if you just block the mid, you're good. Just okay. What about who'd I have? Oh, Johnny Cage. So I feel like he was someone who like kind of got a couple slap on the wrist nerfs, and it's kind of fallen. Like I feel like he's still strong, but I mean we haven't had a major tournament in a while, so we're not seeing Johnny in top 8s and these online tournaments. I'm not seeing a ton of Johnnies or even these other like great tournaments. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the only big nerf he got was just the parry. Like it's not a 0 frame parry now; it's like a 4 or 6 frame. Or
yeah,
something
so
like
you can't just parry gaps.
Yeah, like some gaps you can still if it's like bigger.
Yeah,
but
it's big enough. Yeah,
you're supposed to use your armor for that. Not the stupid move that gives you a full combo.
Yeah, they nerfed that. They took that down from 8 frames to 10 frames. They
yeah, but other than that, the character's
1+1.
like the same.
Yeah,
like, the character's still the same.
I just said is like I feel like Johnny is the best character at playing honest MK1, but I feel like there's at least at like the top 5 a lot of dishonest MK1.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like because he's still strong. It's just like. There's nothing that's like egregious about him. Like he has just like really good frame data, good buttons, good advancing buttons, launchers, combos, damage. But not like he has crazy mix-ups or he's gonna vortex you. I guess if he gets hype, he can get like he's kind of like he can get really big combos. But he's strong. But I think he plays really honest MK1. He just plays it really well. So it's like
yeah, I agree. He's just so solid because I don't think there is a single matchup where he's really struggling.
Yeah.
Like
the way
you can pick any cameo. Like if he's getting zone, like you have Shadow Kick, and you can also have just Sub-Zero cameo, who also helps you build hype, and hype is still as strong as ever.
I feel like I said this before, and I feel like Johnny Cage is the Sheik to Melee is like Johnny Cage. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like is the Mortal Kombat 1 Sheik, because it's like he does like all these things well, like in the base of the game, but then when you add in like the special moves and like the jankier stuff, he kind of like doesn't have that stuff. But he's so solid in having like those fundamental things like those buttons and stuff like that he's able to like kind of like destroy some of the lower tier characters just because he just able to prioritize them and constantly put him in situations where it's just block the mix forever or block the pressure forever. But like sort of the higher tier characters he kind of struggles with because they just kind of have like these broken special moves and you kind of call him out in these big buttons because he has good range but he doesn't have like really big buttons. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
and I'm right and you're wrong. So even though we agreed, just know that I'm right. Okay.
I think that. But if I had to like put him like somewhere like exactly on the tier list, like he's around the top 10 range too. I don't think he's as good as like Ashra, but he's there.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so we talked about MK for a little bit. Let's talk about the Street Fighter. Who do you think top 5 in Street Fighter is now? Is that game easier to kind of decipher that, or do you think harder?
It's weird because again, the game is just dominated by the system mechanics, and like everyone has access to them. But yeah, there are some outliers for sure. Like this season, Rashid has the syndrome of never getting nerfed, therefore climbing the tier list every season. And like he's definitely in like my top 2. Like my 2 outstanding characters in Street Fighter 6 right now are Akuma and Rashid for sure.
Is it they just like play their own game type thing, kind of like Homelander's doing? It's like you
like
always
Rashid actually, like Rashid actually, like he has this super move that he can do for spending 2 super meters, where he puts up a big tornado on the screen, and you just have to deal with it. You can jump over it, you can do anything about it really. He's just controlling the entire screen. He can get mad combos off of it, incredible pressure, and yeah, that's basically like the big move he has. Like he's actually an outlier because he just has cool tools that are unique, that are just strong. Meanwhile, Akuma is he's a Shoto, we all know, but he just has more tools than any Shoto in existence. Because he's Akuma.
Okay, so being a Shoto is kind of like you have like Ryu or Ken's kind of like base kit, is that?
Like you have a fireball, you have an uppercut, and that's it.
Yeah, interesting. So he's just kind of a better version of those characters, essentially. Because I remember, at least in the first year, at least a couple of months, people thought Ken was like definitely top 5, but debatably the best character in the game. Is Akuma just kind of an upgrade from that, or has the meta just shifted in a way where Akuma's playstyle just kind of thrives?
Yeah, I would say Ken is still real strong. It's just Akuma has basically exactly the same tools as Ken, but more of them. Like he has more anti-projectile moves. He has access to really good corner carry. He has insanely high damage, which damage was overall toned down in season 2, but they forgot to do that for Akuma because he's DLC and they need to sell him.
Nice. Okay, so
yeah, so that's pretty much the gist of it.
Yeah.
And they balance it out with giving Akuma 10% less health. That makes sense.
Oh, yeah, that's like people like NRS community loves that. They you know,
they do.
Yeah, like health differences, people love that. So nice. So what about the rest of the top 5? Would you be able to do that, or do you think it's kind of like balanced in the next year?
Sure. Those are just my 2 outliers.
Yeah.
Let me just look at the roster real quick.
MK11 kind of, like you said, I feel like Homelander's kind of that now, and then in MK11 kind of like Fujin and Cabal that kind of like play the strike throw, like endless strike throw pressure, and if you get hit, you get a huge combo. It's just like they're just.
I mean, it was definitely the Fujin for me in MK11.
Rashid, or just.
Or just the outlier.
Just the outlier, yeah. Fujin was. You think Fujin was by himself?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was by himself, and then Cabal was next, and then it was like the tier that starts.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Alright, so so it will be Akuma and Rashid in the top 5 for sure, and then I would say Guile, the Sonic Boomer.
So that's.
Yeah, so it would be Guile, Bison, definitely.
Bison. So.
Bison.
No.
Yep.
But what I hear about Bison is that, like, I saw it was one of like the birds. I'm not sure. Who said like every Bison plays the same. Like high level or low level Bisons like all play the same way. Like, what do you think he meant by that?
Well, Bison has this mechanic called what is it called? Psycho something. He basically sets a bomb on you after he gets a hit, and with the bomb on you, a lot of his moves change properties. They basically all just become like combo launchers.
Yeah.
And so get this, he has a move, a charge move. So if he has charge, it's a 1-button special. He just presses forward and then punch, or 2 punches rather, and it goes through projectiles. It's completely safe. If the opponent has a bomb on them, it launches, and it does crazy damage. because they had the bomb on them.
Yeah.
So anytime, like if you wake up because you read that they're gonna throw you, you did an invincible reversal, the Bison punishes you with EX Psycho Crusher, and you're eating minimum like 40-50%, depending on how much super he has.
You know what reminds me of that? Garrus Snap. That's what I think of when you're talking about that. Like, it does all these things. Like, it's definitely not the same thing, because it seems like it happens in real time where Garrus kind of just stops it. It's like, and you were like, oh, it's like red light, green light. It's like, oh, you did something, and you weren't moving at that time. Sorry, you got hit. And then you get a huge combo.
Yeah, Garrus actually has to like build up the clogs, and Bison just always has
to land a hit.
Access to this.
Yeah, it just has
access to this.
Yeah, and it's like,
oh yeah, this move also anti-air.
So
if you happen to jump with the bomb on you and he anti-airs you, he still gets the same combo. That does a shit ton of damage.
All right. So you said, so we got Akuma, Rashid, kind of in the tier of their own. Then we got Guile.
Yes.
Bison, and then who's the last one you think in top 5?
The 5th one would be Cammy. Definitely.
Has Cammy been buffed at all? Or I know she was really strong. Like, I kind of come in and out of the community. So I know, like, Punk plays Cammy, at least used to. So has she gotten, like, buffed? Or is it just, like, she's kind of survived? Or was, like...
Yeah, in Season 1, she wasn't, like, egregious. Or just the community didn't think she was top tier. And she got some changes that were nerfs, but she also got some buffs. And in the current meta, where damage is just kind of toned down, except for DLC characters, she's just climbed up, basically.
Interesting, because I feel like that's something Street Fighter seems to be good with, is when they nerf a character, they don't just like, okay, we remove these 4 or 5 things, but they do that, but then they add some things in, like, differently. So it's like kind of like balancing it, where it's like they lose this, but they get this, and they're a little bit worse, but they're still a good character. I mean, I'm not saying that's exact science. They probably mess it up, I'm sure, but I feel like MK kind of like has been doing that more in this game. But it's usually like they either add things to a character or they take them away.
Yeah, like sometimes they do that. Like with JP just got taken out back and got shot in the back. like with JP, like he had the best reversal in the game in the first big patch. Immediately he was nerfed.
Yeah.
Like the first patch was like really small. Like it was like changes to low tier characters that needed really like serious help, and then a list of JP nerfs.
That's funny. I feel like he was one of the more complained about characters. So
yeah, definitely. Like he's a zoner.
Yeah.
So
JP won like that big. There was like a $1 million tournament or something. Because it wasn't the Combat Cup, but it was like some big tournament. JP won. People like people like JP's strong. It was like JP's good, but he's not that good. He's not top 5. And then that guy won. It was like JP is by far the best character in the game. It's egregious. It's like from what from my perspective. Yeah.
It was like the predecessor of EWC, like Gamers 8 or whatever the fuck they call themselves.
Yeah. That's funny.
And then Kakaru won that with JP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the end of JP. As you know.
I mean, pretty much. Like, they went overboard with the nerfs. Like, they took away, like, his really good anti-air. And then in the most recent patch, they just gave it back to him because they were like, oh, I guess he needs this. So here, it's back.
So
they did a few things like that.
So I feel like, and maybe it's prevalent in the other games too, but Mortal Kombat constantly gets kind of shit on for being kind of like Mickey, if you will. I guess the best way to how people say it is, where it's kind of like it's like cheap or like weird or gimmicky. But if you look across games like I would say the big 3. I mean, people don't like to say it, but Street Fighter, MK, Tekken. If you look at
big 3.
That like the top level, like Street Fighter, like people like big names, like the best players in the world will like drown in pools sometimes. And MK, it's like Sonic and Ninja. They're at least in top. They're basically top 3 every tournament since the beginning of MK11. And like if they enter, they are at least top 3, and sometimes more, or they only lose to each other. And in Street Fighter, they said like there was that big like $1 million tournament where they had to like crush each other's medals and that built the trophy or whatever. Where both Punk and Meta, who are probably considered like 1 and 2 in the world, lost in pools. They didn't even make it out. There was like around like each one was like a pool of 4, and they both didn't make it out of their pool of 4 because 2 made it on. And I feel like if that were to happen in MK, like I mean, maybe it's because there's more on the line, or like because there's more regions available for Street Fighter, so there's just more talent. Like Japan can't really play MK, or right? I'm gonna say there isn't, or there is a scene for it, but it's not as big as like Street Fighter's huge over there. And so there's that talent plus American talent plus huge in the EU and like pretty much big everywhere, or big in a lot of places at least. But I'll say, do you think that is like a mechanical thing, or do you think that's more of the second thing I said, where it's just there's just more people playing it, so it's just harder to be consistent?
Well, I think the example you brought up, EWC, that was like the most stacked Street Fighter 6 tournament in the lifetime of the game. So I wouldn't say it's like crazy that Meta and Punk went out in pools, because that was a really, really like stacked competition. Like it was like 32 players, like the best of the best. Yeah. It's not like the finals for the Street Fighter Pro Comp. Like that is not the best of the best. That is a representation of the Street Fighter players all around the world. Yeah. Because so there is a big difference in how like their scene works.
Interesting. So that's a cool point. So but I still think even like it does seem like you see like these crazy big ups, and they do happen in MK. They happen in all games. So maybe it's just because Street Fighter's bigger and has more tournaments, so we're more likely to hear about it. But do you
think the big reason?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like the big reason for like bigger names going out in pools is just the format. Like Street Fighter is first to 2 until top 8, where it's first to 3.
Because like Street Fighter's faster than
don't
MK.
Understand why.
MK's first to 3 all the way, and Street Fighter's faster. Like I'm happy. I think we kind of stood up because it was like the first year of MK11 was like that too, first to 2. And then
it was first
like,
all the way.
And then kind of like when the pandemic happened, online kind of took over and kind of switched it to first to 3, and it was kind of just became the standard. And like the Pro Comp online did first to 3, and then with ECT they tried to make it first to 2, and the community was like, change this, first to 3, and everyone's like, okay, first to 3. And we're like, yeah, but maybe Street Fighter. I mean, Street Fighter's probably too big to do that, but like I think Street Fighter is definitely a first to 3 game. At least Street Fighter 6, I think.
I mean, rounds end in 10, 20 seconds every single time.
Yeah.
And, like, you see perfects every single match, basically.
Yeah. Like, sometimes you just get in these, like, super checkmate situations, and it's like, yeah, like, we ran a Street Fighter tournament for SRTV once, and that was over, like, a snap, like, 2 hours. We had, like, 50 people. And we had mad stream matches, and it was just like, all right, it's over, set's over. It's just... Yeah,
it's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, TNS runs Street Fighter 6 like every Wednesday, I believe, and it's like 400 players, the best of the best in the US. Yeah. And like in 4 hours, it's always over.
They do 3 out of 5? Or 2 out of 3?
Yeah, they do first to 3.
Because
it's like it's not like the Capcom Pro Tour rules. TNS
they
just does their own thing.
Rules. Yeah, 100%. I like that, because there's been some Smash Majors that have done first to 3 the whole way. As well, like it's typical to do first to 2 until like top like 32 or like top 64. Then they'll start doing best of 5. But a lot of tournaments recently have
even that would be great. But first to 2 until top 8 is crazy.
I think they could do that. I think if they don't want to be like, oh, it's gonna take too long, then like pools first to 2, and then after that best of 5. I think that would probably be a good compromise.
Yeah.
So we kind of got your perspective on Mortal Kombat, perspective on Street Fighter. Is there any other fighting games that you like to play or looking forward to playing? Maybe like League of Legends fighting game or 2XKO or something like that.
Honestly, no. I don't care about Projectile or 2XKO, whatever it's called. Projectile is a much better name, by the way.
Yes, I agree.
If you were to ask. Yeah, I don't look forward to any fighting games on MK and Street Fighter. And I'm waiting for the next game in like hopefully 10 years for both games.
Yeah, Street Fighter 10 years. So since 2001, MK was on a 2-year cycle, or like at least, and then when NRS took over, or when they changed NRS, when they started doing Injustice, it was just 2 years between them. Like MK 2 years later, Injustice 2 years MK. Since 2001, and then this was the biggest gap for MK11 and MK1. It was 4 years, 4.5 years. From release to launch of the next game, and they've been saying like this is going to be the longest supported MK game. And I kind of thought in the beginning it's like okay, like they wanted to get this game out, like they did the tag mode, it's only going to be a couple years, maybe they'll make an Injustice, or maybe they'll make another MK game that's not a tag mode game, but traditional MK, just 1v1, you know, fight it out, kind of like Street Fighter or other fighting games are. But they've been saying that it's going to be the longest supported game, and they're, you know, they just released another round of DLC, because they'll have a couple more characters coming, and potentially going to get more DLC, more updates. Who knows if we're getting the second Pro Tour? It's kind of seeming grim a little bit.
I don't know.
But yeah, so who knows?
I mean, I would like if the game got more support than ever before.
Yeah.
Because I'm enjoying it a lot.
Same. No, I am as well. It's been a lot of fun, especially finding like I've been having fun. Like with Reptile, I've enjoyed, and with the cameos I've been using, I've always had fun. But like I think Sonya is the cameo that I've had the most fun with since even the beginning of the game. Like yes, like I said, I've always enjoyed Reptile, but it's just been a lot of fun playing her. It's like when I play Reptile with a different cameo, it's like I just want Sonya back. I just want to do the Sonya things. Like I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to do the Mavado. I don't want to have to hit my opponent. I want to be able to mix my opponent. I have to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll just cut this out.
Okay, sure thing.
I'll go back. Okay.
No, leave it in. Leave it in. Hey, Poseidon, editing the video. How you doing? Hope you're well.
I am back.
Hey.
How's it going, man? Yeah. How are you? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I asked you
How
everything.
you
We got into the end of questions. Is there anything that you felt like I didn't ask that you thought maybe I would, or is there anything that you kind of want to just rant about? Anything particular fighting game, or it could be real life. You can talk about the Lakers if you want to. And we can go on about that.
The
Talk about
Lakers?
basketball if you want. What are the standings?
Well,
looking
I'm
like?
really-
I haven't been paying too much. It's the beginning of the season. I like to pay more attention towards like the middle. Start like chiming in.
Well, we are 3-1 as it stands, and our last game we barely lost, and it was funny because the Suns were just getting like they were just hitting shots for no reason, and like it's Kevin Durant. You can guard Kevin Durant, so he was hitting shots, and LeBron had his worst game since 2007,
Really?
and we
2007.
lost by a few points.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
He shot his worst field goal percentage since 2007.
That's crazy.
And we lost by a few points, so
Yeah.
I'm hopeful for the team.
Yeah. What are the Grizzlies? What's the Grizzlies record right now?
Let me look it up.
Yeah, but
See, NBA standings. Memphis 2-2.
2-2. That's not great.
It could be better.
Could be better. Yeah, they're supposed to be like, I don't know if they were supposed to actually step up because it seemed like they were going to do that last year, but then all the stuff from Morant. And then now this year it's like they're supposed to be a contender because they were good 2 years ago, but they lost in the first round to the Lakers because teams don't seem to care about the regular season in the NBA for a lot of the time. So like the 7 or 8 seed will be like still like 2 years ago, the Lakers were the 7 seed in the Western Conference Finals, and the Heat were the 8 seed in the championship in the
finals.
In the finals, yeah. So it's like these teams, it's like, yeah, that's just like, it seems like they're like the bench their players. Or,
Yeah, like I mean, the
okay.
Lakers, like we turned it around at the trade deadline. Like we were awful,
Yeah.
and we actually had a good team after the trade deadline.
Yeah.
So.
Sometimes it can be scary. It's like it'd be like when you're looking at it like halfway or like midway through the season. It's like some of these teams that seem like kind of dead, or like maybe they'll sneak into the playoffs, but they won't play anything. Get hot at the right time and are dangerous and go on these runs. And I think it's more prevalent. It's prevalent in basketball. It's prevalent in baseball. It happens with. I feel like football. It's the least likely to happen, which is kind of strange because it's like it's not a series-based game. Like I think there's only been a couple times where a team was a wild card and made the Super Bowl. It's happened a couple times, but not really. But like I feel like a baseball happens like every year. Last couple of years, like the Diamondbacks were the third wild card team last year and were in the World Series. Like so, but yeah. So I guess we'll see. Maybe Grizzlies middle of the pack. I'm just trying to get on some copium right now. Morant will carry them at the end of the year. Trust me. Unless he has another gun somewhere unregistered.
Well,
somewhere.
I'm looking at the results, and I mean. They lost to mid teams, like they lost to the Rockets and the Bulls, who are just like they have like really bleak futures. Yeah, but they also beat the Magic, who look really good.
Yeah, Magic were like
so I don't know.
Yeah, they beat the Jazz too, right? If I'm not mistaken, that was the other one.
Yeah.
Okay,
it was the Jazz.
So I'm hopeful. But yeah. So do you think the Lakers are going to win the championship?
There's a good chance because we have a coach now.
Yeah, true. JJ. He's actually a basketball player. He actually has no professional coaching experience. Yeah. He's never done it before.
He only coached his son's AAU team. He's gonna be terrible.
He's only coached AAU. I know it's JJ Redick, who was an all-time great three-point shooter, at least in college, and but. It's never worked for basketball players to go and be coaches and it work out. It wasn't like one in the finals last year.
Yeah, that podcast where he talked about basketball with LeBron James and the intricacies of the game. Yeah, that's just nothing. That's not basketball.
Yeah, they don't know. Like, it's crazy for someone who plays the game to know a lot about it. That would be nuts. Imagine like someone being really good at a fighting game, being the best in the world, and like coaching people. Like that would be stupid. Right? That'd be dumb.
Nah.
Terrible.
Couldn't imagine.
Why would you do that? You need someone who's never played but has coached for a long time. So, you like you said, you like kind of compete. You're kind of this weird underground where you play the game seriously and you lab a lot and you'll play like friendlies or whatever a lot. You'll play a bunch of characters. You'll learn a lot of like the stops, the broken setups, things like that. But you don't really compete that much. Like I see you like compete maybe a tournament like a couple times a year. You went to Viennale because it was close, kind of like a vacation type thing to play the game, especially when it first came out. So what do you think? Do you have any tournaments that you're maybe thinking about going to? I know like now EU has an EVO, and obviously it has Mortal Kombat at it because why wouldn't Mortal Kombat be at EVO?
Yeah.
So, oh wait, they don't. Oh damn. That's damn. Wait, EVO MK's not guaranteed to be at EVO. Would have thought.
Well, hey, at least they have Dragon Ball.
They have Dragon Ball 5. That game came out like recently, like yesterday, I think. Not even Sparking
not 10
Zero.
Years ago.
Not even Sparking Zero. Not 10 years ago. Yesterday. No. But I guess they really like it in France. So more than MK, it seems. It wouldn't draw in the numbers. People don't like watching Mortal Kombat. It wouldn't draw in the numbers. You guys don't seem to understand it. It wouldn't be practical. Dude, what do you mean? They're going to stop playing hockey? Oh, this just in. We're going to have volleyball instead of NHL hockey this year. And we're just going to air like...
No way.
It's like, even if hockey isn't popular for a time, like they're still going to have the NHL season. Except for that one year where they locked out. There was one year where there actually was no hockey, like not that long ago.
It happens.
Yeah, it does. Like,
I also gotta call out how stupid the FGC is, because there was a guy on Twitter who said that they can't have MK1 because Evo France is gonna be mainly run on PC, and the PC version of MK1 is not very good. And I'm like, Evo's main sponsor is Sony.
Evo's
I'm sure
owned
they can
by
lend
Sony.
them a few.
It's owned by Sony.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure they have a few.
I'm sure they can lend them a few
I'm sure it would.
I'm sure.
Maybe if they could pull some strings, really dig at the bottom of the barrel, they could maybe get a couple plays. There's not going to be a lot of signups. They can get like 30 setups, maybe. If they call a couple favors. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Because someone said like PC, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good point. And then when you said that, I'm like, hey, that's actually not a good point. You're it's actually a terrible point. But yeah, that's a. I hate living near this busy intersection. Like, it happens all throughout the night, like 2 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so
I'm not really looking to traveling, but I'm gonna go to Vienna this September again for sure. I'm going there because it's close. But I'm thinking about competing in Coliseum in the EU one. And I feel like that's like the only one that I'm actually like gonna do. I don't really like the format of Rips Arena, even though like I love it. I'm supporting it, but
yeah, I like.
I don't really like. Like I don't like the format because every time I entered and I played someone I never played before, like they were just crying in Discord, and I just get sick of it.
Like it was like a lot of trash talk or a lot of like complaining about the game, or
no, it was like this season, like one of my early games, like I was like up 2-1, and then the guy went to Discord and he was like, the connection is unplayable, and I was like, we're in the 4th game.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? And then
like when he won the first game, there was no problems, but when I won 2 in a row,
yeah,
all of a sudden.
Yeah, I definitely been there where it's like, where I'm playing in a tournament, and like especially with crossplay. So not to defend the guy that you're talking about, but and like the game 1 was like kind of laggy, but I won, and I was like, you know, I don't want to be that guy that complains. I don't want to complain about his connection. You know what I mean? Be that guy, make it hard on the TOs, slow down the tournament. I'll just play it out. And it was like against a Johnny, and there was just bits of like kind of where I would jump. It was playable, but it wasn't like good, like competitive. The competitive integrity was definitely down a little bit. I ended up losing game 5 like last hit, and I was just like, oh, like I felt like this like, it just felt terrible. And I was like, I want to complain about it. But it's not like it's gonna undo it because we already played it out. So I'll be like, why did you play it out? And I was like, you know what I mean? It was like, and then the next guy he played called it out, and I think he got DQ'd. I was like, because I didn't want to be that guy. But so I kind of get why people like kind of hold off. But then some people do just use it as an excuse, like they're just upset to lose 2 games in a row. And like
it was totally an excuse. Like I had all the momentum, and then we had to take like a 10-minute break, and then I lost.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you can take like a minute between games. I think like you're allotted that. People usually don't even take that long. I think I'll go like 10 seconds if you really want to like decompress. That's all you really need. Just think about it, and then if you want to tell your opponent, maybe 30 seconds. But but that's all you really need, and really should be allotted. So yeah, so you said you're gonna play in the Coliseum, and it's just kind of whatever comes for now. Do you have any plans? I know you do content, you upload to YouTube, you stream pretty consistently. With any plans for that? Just gonna keep going at it? Any big projects or anything like that?
I'm just trying to like actually just settle on a game on my YouTube channel that I make content for. I'm finally committing to MK1 because with Elden Ring I had the problem of like one of my videos took like to make a video it took like weeks, even a month.
To record, make it, edit, and stuff like that. Yeah.
A playthrough of Elden Ring takes fucking long, and then I had to edit it to make it entertaining because like the market is just so like it's big. Like
which is like
a lot of people make Elden Ring videos.
Yeah, so it's like there's a lot of people watching, but then there's a lot of people making. So it's like
I mentioned this too, but like my favorite video that I loved working on and I put the most effort in. It's like my worst performing video ever.
Yeah, same.
Like
I made this video, and it was a lot of fun. And I think it like the editing was really cool and it was funny and it was like, and like nobody cared. Like I couldn't get anyone to watch it. I tried promoting it a bunch of times. Like, hey, watch this. Like, and then you just upload like some gameplay, like not even edited, and it'd be like 10 million views. No, not 10 million, but like a couple thousand, and it's like. Well, why? It's like you're like almost incentivized to not put in effort because it's like whether I put in effort or not, it could potentially do well. And it's like not all about that, but it's like, you know, it's like why I almost put in the effort when I could just put more time into fun things and then just suck it up.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just kind of burnt out on Elden Ring, and I just every time I came up with an idea for a video, I just didn't want to make it.
Yeah,
it's just too much effort.
Yeah. Because definitely there's a lot of times where like
And
I
then-
start on a video or I have an idea and I write a script and then it just doesn't happen. So
Yeah. And then like I had like a short stop at Street Fighter.
Yeah,
where
I remember that.
I basically like covered news because every time I uploaded gameplay, it got like 1 or 2 views. It's like, there's just nothing I can do that stands out. Like Street Fighter, like everyone plays the exact same in Street Fighter. Like, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sick with the perfect parries. I can show you new combos that you've never seen before because the game engine is so limiting.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing.
And you can't it's not like you compete, so it's not like you're like I'm the best in the world, so watch me because of that.
Yeah, watch me going 0-2 against EU's best.
Yeah, I want to go EU's mid.
And I'm finally making MK1 content where I can like actually like express myself.
That's cool. Yeah, MK is like there's some times where I'm in like these situations and with Reptile like all the time, regardless of cameo, but especially with Sonya with like the ability to have the ambush square wave and stuff. That like I find myself in a situation where I'm doing a combo that I've never done before because I'm either trying to get like a particular like ender or I can keep the combo going with something, or they're about to die and it's supposed to squeeze out that little extra damage that I wouldn't do in a BMB because it costs an extra resource or something. And I find myself doing it like somewhat frequently. Maybe one time a match, probably even, or I just like I do an ender that I wouldn't normally do or something like that. I feel like there is a fair amount of like expression, like individual, like you could play the meta variation. Like someone like Ermac Janet still had a lot of really like crazy like custom ability, but is really strong. Or you can go with a less known cameo, and then you're kind of doing your own custom thing because you're kind of shaping the meta with this character in cameo. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, I feel.
Yeah, that's why I never just gravitate towards like the meta cameos and the meta characters. I just kind of like want to figure out what I like with the characters.
Yeah.
Like I've been running some heavy sector today on like.
Yeah.
I just kind of left it for a few hours and I was like, this is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like I've been labbed a lot of Reptile Striker just for like fun because I play Striker and I can notice the bounce thing. I was like, oh, let's see if he has this. And a lot of his things do like pop up out of the air, and with the new grenades, you can combo extend with that. So it's like there's so many different ways that you can combo extend, and like because he has the overhead baton, you can still get a little bit of mix up. So you can kind of like always end a baton in your plus anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So it's like it's not like a bad thing even if they block it, and then you start implementing the low. And then get the combo extends with the bombs and stuff like that. It's fun. It's just, fortunately with Striker, the regeneration time is just it's so long. Like you throw the grenades, and it's
tough.
Like he just abandons you. I was like playing it yesterday, and I was like, Striker, where are you? I like looked up, he's like halfway recharged, still slowly going. Like I'm like,
he's chilling in the car eating his donuts. What do you mean?
I need you, Striker. There's sometimes where like. If they throw like a projectile or something and you call in Striker, like the police sirens will show up in the background. I'll be like, whoop whoop, but he won't come out. And it's like, it makes me think like he just shows up, fucking sits in the car, and sees someone getting hit, and he's like, I'm just gonna stay here, not doing anything about it. It's like,
Can't do it, Chief.
Can't do it, sorry, man. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, I had like a weird 2 weeks where I played Sub-Zero, and I was trying cameos that I've never seen used with that character because everyone just uses Serena and Chameleon. And I was like, why aren't you using this? This is so cool. Like Kung Lao with Sub-Zero or Striker. I was liking Striker a lot.
Yeah, Striker, I feel like old, like new, like how Sub-Zero is now with day one Striker would be really good. Could be a really strong team. I could see it. I wonder if you can get like combo extenders with the slide and stuff with the bombs at the end or something like that. Because you can do that with Reptile thing. I think like the slide, if you call it right at the right time, it'll like he's up in the air and it bounces them and you can combo extend.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. So yeah, as I said, there's a lot of custom ability, and it kind of makes you change the way like MK1 with the cameo system, change the way you think about like frame data, because it's like. It's something I talked about with Sparks. I did an interview with him a couple weeks ago where he talks about a big thing is hit advantage. So usually it's like the amount of hit advantage your move does, minus the amount of lag caused by doing the move equals like the frame data essentially. No, that's not an exact sentence, but again, because you're the cameo and stuff, like the hit advantage your move does could very much change how it evaluates. Like if it's very move that does a lot of hits done, but it just has a lot of end lag too, you can do things to cancel the end lag, or you can do kind of like an example would be like Reptile Spit, where it's like very plus. That's a lot of hits done, but also a lot of end lag. But if you do something to cancel the end lag, you can actually get combo extenders with it. Which is really cool. And so like things like that make you think about like just the fighting game differently, because like I feel like the more you play a fighting game, the more you discover that you don't know and you need to like figure out. Does that make sense?
I think you're right.
Yeah.
That's why we're seeing like all these new heavy mains.
Yeah.
You can say they just all use Mavado, and why? Because he's easy.
Yeah, it's easy, it's strong, it's effective, and some people like this thing is they come down and they just want to win. It's kind of like the way I think about it. It's like in the NFL like had Patrick Mahomes, won 3 Super Bowls, won the last 2. So like, wow, the Chiefs should bench Patrick Mahomes because it's just too OP and they're broke, you know what I mean? It's just like, obviously they have the best quarterback, they're gonna use him. It's like every person has the same character on the live stream. Like, they have the best character and they can play them, why wouldn't they, if they're trying to win, if that truly is their objective? And that's like, there's nothing wrong with that, because people get mad and be like, oh, you should block, you should play this way, you should play. It's like, but then also get mad at people who play top tier. And it's like, these people, you want these people to play a way that is like, where they care a lot about winning, which I think is always the objective, but sometimes people do crazy stuff just because they can, or it's kind of fun. Sometimes I like, you just like to do some wackadoo stuff just for the shits and giggles. But sometimes I'll piss people off. It's like mashing or whatever, your arm around hit or whatever the fuck it is. And
it's just a strange mentality, if you ask me.
What is?
Like it's thinking about the game like this, like, you shouldn't be playing a good character because like it's not honest or whatever. Like, who cares about that?
No, 100%. Like, it's like you're just exactly like, your objective is to win. You shouldn't also have to do that, because it's the same thing. Like I said, like if the Yankees, they're gonna bench Aaron Judge in the World Series just to prove that they can win without him.
Exactly.
Instead of being like, they just want to win. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like some of these people just want to win. Like, Sonic just wants to win, and they don't care what it takes to get there. They're gonna win. They're gonna use what it takes to win, and that's what it takes to win.
They didn't pick Omni-Man with Movado because they're like some low tier warrior. Like, they just thought that it was the good character in the matchup. Like,
and it worked. And like,
that's simple. Yeah.
And for someone like Sonic, when like, they've been playing fighting games for so long, and they put in so many hours, and maybe it's just the way that they can think about things, but they're able to pick up these characters so quickly because they just, the inputs and stuff are like kind of muscle memory from like other characters and stuff, so they just need to know like what buttons do what, and then they can kind of figure stuff out from there, so they can play all these characters. So like, if you could play everyone in the roster, you may pick some weird things to be like, okay, well, like I want this option that I know would work against this character, and this character had it, so I'm going to use that. But like, most people can play like 1 or 2, maybe 3 characters at top level. Like me, if I'm not playing Reptile, then I'm probably not playing you at 100% my best. But like, so if you had the option to do that, then all the power to you, because that's really difficult.
Yeah, like I've received a few comments on my videos where people are saying that my wins are not earned because I'm playing Cyrex, and like, Cyrex,
I get my
Cyrex
record goes
cameo
up by
should
1 on the W bracket when I win, so I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's really strange. Like, someone said that Cyrex with Cyrex should not be allowed because this is just cheating.
It's like, you make so much money at your job that you should quit and get another one just to prove that you can still make money while not having a job. Like, it's like, that's the logic, and that's why it's so like just so funny to me. It's like, if you just draw a comparison to something else, it just seems so silly.
It's like those weird posts on Twitter where it's like, you get $1 million, or you can start over from 8 years old. Like I want the $1 million. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, maybe the only like 8 years old, just so I have more time to live, if you wanted to do that. But like,
yeah, but no, like, you start your life again with all your knowledge.
All your knowledge.
It's the exact same life, but you have your knowledge.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like, give me the fucking money.
Give me the money. True. I mean, it would be nice. Once you get the start, because they say it's like, it's harder to, get to that point. So if you get to that point and then you're able to do things like invest and just like simple things and kind of have that nest egg, then. But it's just hard.
I mean, imagine you had to go back. redo everything you've ever done?
Yeah,
Like,
school. I don't want to
retiring?
redo school. Fuck that, bro. Like, and in college, like, so a funny story about me is that I went to school. I got my zoology degree. I was studying a psychology minor, and I got my last it was my graduating semester. I got all my classes. I had to take one psychology class, like online class, and like I kind of forgot about it and stuff. I was just kind of at the end of it. I just wanted to get it done. I did what I needed. Like I had like a C in the class, and I just needed to write the final paper. I was like, if I do go to the final paper, I'll get like a B. Not a big deal. I write the paper, and he gave me a 0 on it, and I got a D, which caused me to not like you have to get at least a C minus for it to count towards the minor, and it wasn't like getting my degree. It was just getting my minor, so I was just like, okay, like I don't really like it's nice. It would like I could like I still took all the classes. I just this guy decided to give me a 0, wouldn't tell me why, and I wasn't able to get it. So I never officially got my minor.
Great.
Yeah, but I still took all the classes and stuff. So if you have any psychology questions, don't ask me because the minor doesn't really teach you much. I know a little bit. But. I digress. What did you go to school for? You went to school, right? Are you still in school?
Yes, I'm working on my electrical engineering master's degree.
Damn, master's. Fucking big shot over here, man. Electrical engineering. You guys are gonna be like, well, you know, well, you can plug this in here. Well, you plug this in here and this in here, and here's my 6 fingers a year. Thank you very much.
Well, that's funny because right now at my job, I'm mostly doing programming, so I don't do any of that shit.
Yeah, and programming. That's also like it's like what's it called? Something engineer when you work on computers. Computer, or I know you call it there's computer science, but then there's like a name for it. You're like a something engineer.
I don't know. We just call it IT.
IT. Okay. Cool. Whatever. There's
IT
a cool
engineer,
name for it.
I guess.
IT about
I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Well, you know, we've been going for a little while. Thank you so much for coming on, Peter. It's been a blast. It was fun, kind of, you know, chilling, talking about stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have anything else you want to say or shout out? I'll make sure to leave in the description your social media information, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, OnlyFans, all of it in the description for Peter.
Especially the OnlyFans.
Especially the OnlyFans, MySpace, Friendster, McDonald's app, friend code senders, so you can get like special deals. I don't know if you can actually do that. I'm just making stuff up at this point. But I digress. All in the description. Yeah. Anything else you gotta say, Peter, before we leave the people tonight?
Yeah, I mean, just check out the YouTube, tune into the Twitch streams, and don't follow me on Twitter because I don't know. I
follow him on Twitter.
Tweet way too much.
He tweets too much. Follow him. Do it. It's gonna be in the description.
Don't follow.
And I'll see you guys at the next video.